Do you ever wonder why some businesses skyrocket while others fail? In this video, I'm pulling back the curtains on 3 game-changing hacks that your competitors don't want you to discover. Generating revenue and businesses go hand in hand together like peanut butter and jelly. As far back as time goes, the main goal is to make money. But to be able to do that, you have to either provide a product or a service that a consumer wants or a consumer needs. So in this video, we're going to be covering some of the ways that you can really differentiate yourself from your competition, get a leg up, and then also set yourself apart so that way you are setting the benchmark for what everybody else has to follow. Make sure to stick along to the end of this video because I'm going to be giving you 3 of the biggest hacks that you can't afford to miss. Hack number 1, cross-sells and upsells. In a service-based business, that is the easiest way to generate revenue quickly. If you are a SaaS platform, and we'll use a communications platform for example, everybody has a phone, everybody has to make a phone call or they have to do a video conference these days, I think that's a good place to start. Most companies will charge a SaaS fee or a platform fee to their consumers that they have to pay on a monthly basis. Although a lot of consumers don't necessarily know the product set that your company actually has to offer. A lot of the time, a customer will maybe utilize 5 to 10% of what your company actually offers. And what happens is they start looking at other companies or other channels to be able to fulfill other needs and wants that they have that maybe your team or your company hasn't fully explored yet. So one of the things that we always emphasize whenever we do a consulting call or whenever I'm jumping into a customer meeting is emphasizing the need for upselling and cross-selling. A lot of the time it's value-based selling too. You're on the phone with a customer or you're hearing complaints over and over again from a certain subset of customers, whether that's a certain type of industry or they have an issue with a certain type of product or platform. What happens is companies will hear that same complaint over and over again, but then instead of actually doing something about it to try upselling them a service that they may already have, they'll just go and do the runaround of support calls, onboarding, technicians, you name it. So what companies have been doing recently is hiring divisions outside of their sales team, such as client success or customer experience managers who can actually build relationships and then figure out what the customers are doing on a day-to-day basis and see if there's potential there for upselling them or providing them a service that they might not have yet. The best one is though, when you're talking to these customers on a regular cadence, being able to find out, do they have any expansions? Are they strategically growing into new areas? A lot of the time, expansions, acquisitions, growth, that'll cause them to have to explore new products, new services, because if their business is expanding, so is their product set. They need to be able to keep up with it. So number 1 biggest hack that I would recommend is look for every upsell and cross-sell opportunity in your discussions with customers. And if you're a business owner and you're providing a service or you have a SaaS platform, sit back and take a look. What else do we have that we can upsell to a client? And this leads me into growth hack number 2, implementing subscription models. The number 1 biggest complaint I hear from companies is they'll sell a product or a service to somebody, charge them once, but then have to help them for years and years to come. That's a broken system in my book. A subscription-based model is something where you have a recurring revenue stream from a client or from a subset of clients. Whether you're a SaaS platform or you're selling any type of service, being able to create some kind of either membership or platform fee or product offering where it causes them to have to pay monthly will go a very long. So let's just use one of the bigger CRM platforms as an example. Most CRM platforms are going to charge you a platform fee that the client has to pay a monthly rate for based on a certain number of users or quantity of admins that are utilizing the system. The biggest difference between having a subscription-based model and versus just a one-time based model is that when you have, let's say, a software platform and somebody's interested in an integration, you can go ahead and charge them one time for that integration and then have to service that integration for the foreseeable future. If you choose to go the subscription-based route, not only Are you selling them the same service, but monthly you're making a recurring amount of money so that you can either service that product or offering that you're giving them, upkeep it, research and develop new items? It opens the doors for so many more avenues for your team to explore. But if you're just collecting one time and providing a service for, let's say, you collect in month one, but then you have to provide a service for the next 11 months, what happens if they have an issue that pops up that your team has to spend 6, 8, 10 hours working on? I guarantee you the amount of money that you're spending in resources, the time that you have to take away from other projects, the salaries that you're paying those individuals broken down into hours is going to significantly outweigh that one-time revenue you're making from a client on an add-on or an integration upsell. So as I mentioned in growth hack number 1, upsells and cross-sells are crucial, but being able to find a subscription-based model where you can have your sales individuals or your company can upsell products where it is a recurring monthly subscription, that is a game changer, I promise you. When you go, if you're a smaller organization, and if you look at a lot of startups nowadays, their main focus is generating the highest amount of MRR, or monthly recurring revenue. So that way, when they go to investors later on, they can show at a multiple of what the company actually brings in yearly as well as monthly. Growth hack number 1, upsells and cross-sells, crucial. Growth hack number 2, implementing subscription models into your service or your business. If you've watched the video for this long, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot for a new channel that's trying to grow. If you wouldn't mind, just a subtle and very gentle click of the subscribe button would go a very long way. But to not hold up the video anymore, growth hack number 3, utilizing your data-driven insights. If we take a look at bigger companies, and we'll use FANG for example, the Facebook, the Amazons, the Netflixes, Facebook in particular, when you think about it, what do they sell? They don't sell much, but they do gather a lot of data and analytics on their consumer base. Most companies do as well. If you're in the SaaS business or software as a service, or if you're in any kind of business, the more insights you can gather about the customer, the more it's going to help you expand and grow your product. It's going to help you innovate, and it's going to help you attract more clients and sell your product or service significantly easier. Because the more brand recognition you have, the less work you're going to have to do. Legwork up front I'm talking about, because at the end of the day, we know you still have to keep a customer happy. As I mentioned, using data-driven insights is crucial for most businesses. The reason being is if you can use customer feedback to enhance their experience and others' experience, you're going to set a new standard and customers are going to remember that. What I've noticed in all my years of consulting for businesses and working with clients directly is if one customer has a complaint about a product, a feature set, a service, or an integration, there are guaranteed other customers that are having that same exact problem. It's very rare that one person's experiencing a major issue or has a major complaint that nobody else has brought up. You may not have heard of it, but somebody else I guarantee has. So being in a constant feedback loop with your clients is crucial to being able to find those pain points and to capitalize and create solutions around those pain points. This is where having divisions, as I mentioned earlier, like client success managers, customer experience managers, implementation managers, they can go a long way. An implementation manager on the very beginning is going to get insights on the customer and the company as a whole. What are they looking for? How many people are they bringing onto a platform? What are they using the platform for? What does their business do? Who are the main points of contact? You just got a laundry list of information that you can turn around and make thousands with if utilized in the right way. And I'm not talking about selling the data, I'm talking about utilizing it to your advantage to cross-sell, upsell, to create subscription-based models around products or complaints that customers have and solutions that you've created. By being able to do that, not only are you going to be able to get a stickier customer, you're going to get a lot more word of mouth and referral business, which goes a very long way. So having people like your implementation managers on the front end of a sales cycle is crucial because they're going to gather that overview information. Then if you have a customer success manager who comes in afterwards, they're going to work post implementation typically. So in some companies that may be 90 days after they're out of onboarding. In other companies it may be 180 days. But what the client success manager's job is, or a good one if they're trained properly, is to be in a constant rhythm of communication with clients, so that way the client knows that if they have an issue, if there's a problem that they need resolved quickly, or if they have an idea, they know they have someone to reach out to that they can communicate with and throw ideas back and forth with. And that customer success manager, by working with those people and by being in constant communication with them and having bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the cadence of calls or chats is, they're going to be able to pick out a lot of those pain points and the feedback that somebody who doesn't have regular communications with their customers may completely miss. So it really is important to use the data-driven insights that you're given to grow your company and to generate revenue. I can't tell you how many times you'll hear about an idea that a customer has, and you'll hear it over and over and over again. And then finally, once you get that idea to product, to engineering, to the executive team, everybody's in agreement it's a great idea. And then fast forward 3 years down the road, that's one of your best upsellers, or that's one of your best cross-selling opportunities. You onboard a customer and they don't have that certain product, then you know right away, 9 out of 10 times I'm able to upsell them because 3 years ago, this is the one thing every customer requested. With the amount of different educational and informational videos and all the different gurus that are on YouTube, it can be hard to find the good information. So my goal, like I mentioned with this channel, is really just to pass along everything I know and potentially help another business succeed and potentially beat out their competition, because at the end of the day, if you're not thriving, you're not surviving. And as you saw in this video, those 3 growth hacks, upselling and cross-selling, creating subscription-based models, as well as using data-driven insights, those can be game changers for your business. And if you were to implement only one of those 3, I guarantee that might be one of the best decisions you make this year. So don't take these kind of decisions lightly. Take time, speak with your teams, but at the end of the day, if you were to implement even one of these 3, I promise you will see results. And I promise if you were to implement all 3, you're going to come back wanting to comment and thank me later. As always, my name is Matt. This is Client Success Media. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe and come back next week for more.